Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and for the last week I've been driving the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid Touring. Up front is a 2.5 liter flat 4 as well as 2 electric motors, and down below is a CVT. Now I am super excited to be making this video here today because I've spent the last week and almost 300 miles driving the new Forester Hybrid. This is new for the 2025 model year, and although I reviewed it as soon as it came out, that was a quick review. I had the car for about an hour and it was a lower trim level. So now I've spent an entire week living with it so I could tell you properly what it's like to live with as opposed to just a first look. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed by me, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 2.5 liter flat 4 as well as the hybrid system. Well, it does have 2 motors on board. It is a hybrid and it can drive in electric mode. The 2.5 liter boxer engine is what they use in the standard Forester as well as some of their other products. This is the upgrade engine for the Subaru Crosstrek. It makes 194 horsepower, which is a little bit above the base model Mazda CX-5. I like the way that it drives. It switches in and out of electric mode pretty seamlessly, but the thought on everyone's mind is fuel economy. I have averaged about 33 miles to the gallon, which is a touch better than the Mazda CX-50 hybrid that I had for a week as well, but it's below the Toyota RAV4 hybrid. I did a lot of highway driving, which seems to somewhat kill the efficiency because the electric motor doesn't help out as much. And so I average in my little Mazda 3 about the same MPG, and this is a lot bigger, a lot less aerodynamic, and has a lot more space to it. So I would say that that's a relative win. I'll take what I can get. Like I said, paired to it is the Lineartronic CVT. It's fine, it's doing the job. This isn't really a speed demon, and I don't really critique these vehicles on their racetrack feel. It would be abysmal if I did, but it's not. It's just for driving around town, and around town the CVT does a fine enough job that I don't have any complaints. Last but not least, of course, it is all-wheel drive because it is a Subaru after all. How does it feel to drive the Subaru Forester Hybrid? It's nice. It's simple, it's very straightforward, and I kept telling everyone who asked me about this, I honestly don't have any opinions on it. I don't love the driving experience. I don't hate the driving experience. Very plain Jane, very normal, very straightforward. And hey, that might be what you're looking for. There are people out there that go feral for bread and butter. I personally don't, but if you do, this is the car for you. Visibility is pretty good. Ride quality is a little bit harsh. Subarus have always had somewhat harder ride qualities. They are geared towards a little bit more off-roady than, say, the CX-5 or the RAV4 or Honda CR-V. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to get the best ride in the industry, but it'll be palatable and I can handle it. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital gauge cluster. I like this. It's been fairly easy to read. You get a couple of interesting colors in it, and you could swap around some information that you might want to see. On the steering wheel, on the left, we do have our information selector as well as skip track source, phone options, and volume. And off to the right, we have our adaptive cruise and drive modes for sharp and intelligent. But this does have passive steering assist on the highway as well as a part of the eyesight system. Off to the left, we do have a climate vent. We have our EV mode button, tailgate release, tailgate on and off, gauge dimmer switch, and gas cap release. Moving on to the door, we have 2 levels of memory seats, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows, and then we get this really nice material on the door that is not found anywhere else in the car. This feels rather premium, so I would have liked to have seen it elsewhere, but apparently I can't. Moving into the center, we get the giant infotainment display in the middle, and this is a very much love-hate relationship. I like parts of it, I don't like others, and this can either turn someone away or completely sell them on the interior of this car, so I would love to hear your opinion of it. My opinion, it's fine. Here's the thing. I like the usability of it. I like the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I don't like the climate controls being ran through the screen. Now, they're always down at the bottom, which certainly is nice. So no matter what menu you're on, you can always see your climate controls. I think a lot of vehicles, Volvo, they don't do this, so definitely nice to see that. However, there was one day that I started the car up, it was super hot in here, and I went to go turn up the fans, and the screen was frozen for about 30 seconds. I couldn't select any fan speed or temperature, so I just had to deal with it until then. Not the end of the world, but definitely something that could have been avoided. We also do have a backup camera, as well as a 360 camera. The 360 camera is great, and you can either choose to highlight the 360 camera or highlight the backup camera or have both together. When you have both together, the backup camera is this big fisheye, and it seems very, very distorted. It's very disorienting when backing up, and it seems like someone just stuck a 360 camera and didn't properly edit it. It's very weird. It's very weird. I don't like the backup camera, and I feel like it could be a safety concern. But getting away from the screen, we do have our aux, USB-C as well as USB-A. We have a wireless charger and the shifter in the center. Nothing too crazy there. Power parking brake and camera view button down by the cup holders, of which we do have cup holders. We'll do a big freaking bottle test. It fails. We knew that. Nothing new. And we do get a 12-volt outlet down there as well. We do get a center console with nothing in there, and then we do get these seats. The seats are leather. They're nice, heated and ventilated, power, memory, all of the nice fixings there that I like to see out of a modern, comfortable seat, especially at this price point of $43,000. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a backseat review. All right, so we're on the back of the 2025 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid, and a couple of things to note. First of all, knee room good, headroom good. I'm pretty comfortable back here. I mean that I'm mostly comfortable. The seats themselves are a little bit hard. You find this in a lot of hybrid vehicles normally because the battery pack is somewhere down here. They have to make the seats a little bit more rigid so you don't sink down and hit the battery pack essentially. These seats are pretty reclined. I don't think I get any adjustment, but down here we do have heated seats. We have USB-C as well as USB-A and our own climate vents, and I have plenty of space. I'm 5'11", not a small guy, and I am not struggling for space at all back here. I fit very reasonably. So you're gonna be able to fit 4 full-size adults in the vehicle, and that is a very, very good thing to see. Not all vehicles in this segment can accompany that. Again, I always compare to the Mazda CX-5, but my parents have had 3 of them. I've driven probably 10 of them. So I know the CX-5 very well. This is better and more comfortable in the back than the CX-5. So, something to note. This is, however, the test though. Is this worth $43,000? If it has an incandescent bulb, no. If it's LED, yes. It's LED, yes! Great to see. Let's hop into the trunk and take a look from back there. Right around the back of the Subaru Forester Hybrid, button in there, and it is a power-operated tailgate. Once we are back here, Subaru does give you a floor mat. Love to see this. It has a very cool design on it, and as you can see, it was very, very helpful when I took that thing out. That is a Traxxas TRX4 remote control car. Drove it through some storm water that we had, and as you can see, it kind of did a number back here, but you can easily hose this out. So very nice to see this. Love the all-weather floor mats that Subaru does. We do have a power outlet over here, and we have a button here that will release the second row of seats and pop them down like that. We also do get a privacy cover. Very nice to see that, and our Harman Kardon speaker. Coming down here, the big test I know everyone wants to know, and honestly, I don't even know, does it have a spare tire? It appears not. I assume that's all hybrid stuff. I don't think we get a spare, so unfortunately that's the answer for you, and something I definitely would have liked to have seen on this because it is an off-road oriented vehicle. Always good to have a spare tire if you're going down trails. So coming up here, we can lock the vehicle or put the tailgate back down. Very, very nice. I forgot to put my stuff back in. Gosh darn it. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is finished in autumn green metallic. I absolutely love it. I think this is a great color. However, this is a carryover color from the previous models, so nothing new there for the hybrid. And I overall like the look of the Forester. We're many, many generations away from the original Forester. I much preferred the original Forester. However, it's fine. This looks good. I think it looks presentable, and parking it in my driveway, I wasn't embarrassed, so that's a very good thing because it's not always a given with some of the press cars that I get. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Subaru Forester for the last 7 days and 300 miles? Well, I've liked it. It's good. I'll be honest with you, I don't have many other feelings about it, positive or negative. It's a good car. It operates. It does everything I want it to do. My girlfriend was especially excited to see this. She loves Subarus, and I do love the idea of Subarus. I think they're fun. I think they're a little bit more off-road oriented, definitely more off-road capable than, say, a CR-V, CX-5, or RAV4. So if you are an outdoorsy person, this is a great vehicle. Has a lot of nods to the outdoors. That all-weather mat we talked about in the trunk is wonderful. It's very, very good. The hybrid is more efficient than the non-hybrid. However, I wouldn't say it's like super efficient. If you want an SUV that is ultra efficient, the RAV4 or RAV4 Prime is going to be your best bet. And I don't think that there's many downsides of the hybrid. It's not finicky, it's not weird, it doesn't drive in an odd way. If you're coming from driving non-hybrids, it's going to feel normal to you, and that's a good thing. There's nothing new, there's no learning curve that you have to take on in order to drive this. It's a good, solid car. It works. And honestly, that's it. That's all there is to it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour of the Subaru Forester Hybrid and my thoughts after a week's worth of driving. Huge thank you to G. Schmitz for facilitating the cleaning and delivery of this Forester, and of course the Midwest Automotive Media Association. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.